SharkyBreath.
He plays video games.
Hello and welcome back to The Witness. I had a thought while I was editing the last episode, and that is that I noticed that the elevator up there has a panel next to it too. There was the panel outside that lit up when the elevator came down. I think there's a panel outside of the elevator on the top side, which I suspect will be another. What was something moving over there? Oh, there's water coming down. I just detected the motion out of the corner of my eye and was a little worried that something was moving without me knowing about it. I went the wrong way, didn't I? All right, hang on a second. Let me find the elevator. Too many paths in here, I tell you what. This way, right? This way. Yes. Okay. And yes, indeed, there is a puzzle at the top of the elevator. I'd imagine it's not going to be horrifically complicated, but yeah. Exactly. No big deal. But it's one more puzzle. It's one more number on the load screen. Okay. Before I let myself get distracted by this triangle puzzle here, I have to go do the pillar. I have to go do the pillar. Okay. I haven't had any ideas on how this is going to be possible. But all I know is that if I try and do a pattern down here, it's not going to work. Because the center section here, I have to do something like this. It's the only way that they're all going to have one side illuminated. And from here, I'd have to go up. Okay. So, thinking along those lines, what can I do here? We'll go up to here, and over to here, and then what? If I do this, this is ruined because that's three sides illuminated on this one here. I can't go that way. I can't go this way. So I have to do something at the beginning, huh? Like this? And then up through? And then over. And then back down. That isn't going to work either. That's no good at all. Plus, I mean, this one that I'm above right now, I would have to illuminate this side and this side because the other two sides are blocked off by that corner there, so that's no good. That is straight up no good and must be changed. Okay, so let's try this again. Let's just make sure that there's not something I've missed. Because this does take care of the... No, it doesn't. Because I have to do it going to the side first. I forgot. To the side first, then over, and like that. Now, technically, that row is done. Is there a way I can do this? No matter what I do here, eventually I have to go up because I don't have space to go down. Right? Is there any place I can... And then you can't do that because that's two sides of this one right here. You can't do that. Okay. Okay. So going to the side seems to ruin everything. Okay, let's try going this way. And then along the top. Technically, that works. But leaves a lot of problems up above. So this is viable, I just have to do it correctly. Two sides, two sides. Two sides there. But if I do that, then I put myself in a position where I can't finish these guys because... Check it out. Well, I could go like that. But I can't go back. I can't go back. So... This is very difficult. This one is very difficult. I don't know if you've noticed. Okay. Let's try doing that. And then dipping out? No, that can't be it. Because then the next time I went down here, I'd have to go through. And then that becomes impossible. So this is only going to work if I go all the way along like that. But even then it doesn't work. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. This is fine. I can go back. Okay. It's 2 for all those. Okay, hang on. So this one here has 0 sides done. I have to do at least 1 here, or else it's going to be impossible. But if I do 1, then I have to do 2. 2 sides. 2 sides. 2 sides. 2 sides. 2 sides. Oh, if I can make it to the exit. If I can make it to the exit. Hey. Secret passage. So everybody knew this one was particularly hard. Good. Good. I'm glad you knew that because it was hard. Okay. Okay, so each of these has to be included with one other green thing. I could do like this. No, I couldn't because... No, I couldn't. Okay. So let's try instead. We'll box in these 2 together. That's impossible. The green thing has to be with... The starburst has to be with only one other green thing. It can't be more than that. Okay. Let me think here. Now, you could compress all these 4 together, obviously, but if you did that, then these 3 would be left alone, and that's no good. And when I say these 4, I mean the four blocks. You could just put them in a big box like that, but then that ruins it for the starbursts. Can't do that. Obviously, you could do 1 per, but you run into some real problems with the walls. So let's try like that. No, this is no good. I don't think this is any good. What do I do about this? That much is fine, but then we run into problems here. There's no way to do all 4 corners starting at the bottom left and winding up in the upper right. There's got to be another solution here. Okay, let's see. How about... Well, say you put one of these in its own little contained chamber like that. What can you do with the rest of them? Well, you can't... Each of the starbursts has to be in its own contained chamber, or you have to cut off 2 of the starbursts like that. Thought I was onto something, but I don't think I actually was. Never mind that idea. What about... No. See, the problem is that there's 5 rows. If there were 4... Well, no, if there were 4, this would be impossible anyway. But you see where I was going with that line. It turns out it doesn't work. It turns out it doesn't work, so who cares? Okay. That much is fine, but then I need to make it to the exit, and that's obviously impossible given what the setup I've given myself here. So, how do we want to go about this? Well, it's not really a question of want to, is it? It's just kind of how do I have to go about this? Okay, let's discount some more options. You can't include a starburst with one of the other square cube rules because it has to. The cube rule says it has to be a cube, and the only starburst within range of the cube is the one that's directly adjacent to it. So, if I'm going to cordon them off in their own little corners, it has to be in their own little corners. Something like that is an option, but I have to keep the individual starburst in the corner blocked off from the rest of it, which means it becomes basically impossible as far as I can tell. This is nothing. This is nothing. You have to make actual cubes. The cubes have to start from the wall and go to the wall, or else this isn't going to work. You can't do something like this because there's no way to seal off those cubes once the line is in place. Now, if you can figure out a way to make them not need to be sealed off, that'd be one thing, but given that they're all cubes, it has to move in increments of 2. Whatever shape you make has to move in increments of 2. So, it seems unlikely to work. There's that, there's that. That's nothing. It's almost a solution, but it turns out it's actually nothing. We can do that. This is no good. This is no good. This is not feasible. All right. How about... Well, it's got to be something to do with this one in the corner here that doesn't have a starburst adjacent, right? I have to do something weird and creative with that one, probably. But I can't put it in a cube in the middle like that, because I can't put a cube anywhere in the middle. It always has to be touching an edge. That's impossible. Is there just a way that this can be done and I'm not seeing it? Possible, I suppose, but... That's no good. That's no good either, because... No, none of this is getting me anywhere. Okay, hang on. I gotta think. The starbursts don't cancel the rules. The rules still have to be followed. But the starbursts have to be incorporated into the same structure. And they'll only tolerate one other thing of the same color within the boundaries with them. Only one. Wait. Is that it? Oh, I think that's it. Oh, I got it. Okay. I just was looking at it backwards. I had the right idea. I just was doing it backwards. What is... Oh. What? Wait, what? What am I looking at? This is a very glowy room. What? I can't get at it from... Is that one of the movie clip safes? But how do I open the door? Oh. Didn't even see those up there. Okay, gotcha. What is that? Hey, what's that? Huh? I can't interact with any of these. I don't know what to make of that. What? Okay, 5 columns by 5 rows. All of them seem to have these holes in this side. What happens if I just pass through? I arrive in a new place. How big is this friggin'... How big is this thing? How big is the ending of this game? It's very big. Okay. So if I'm not misinterpreting this, the last movie is in there. But it's blocked by three puzzles that I can't seem to interact with, and which have at least one rule. It looks like one of those things where an empty box where it would remove a box from another rule or something like that, except that it's orange, which I've never seen. And also I can't interact with these because there's black pegs blocking the start points, which I've never seen. Okay. Do we just try and figure this out over here and hope that it somehow helps with that whole situation? I don't know. Check all the screens. They all seem to have no power. Oh, they all go to this cord here. This cord here goes through the wall, and this chamber? This chamber has the secret to that? Really? None of these pillars are showing anything, right? There are orange lines on the pillars sometimes, but that doesn't seem to be anything. None of the puzzles over here are 5x5 grid, right? No, it's a 3, a 3, and a 2. Just gonna inspect it for absolutely anything that seems out of the ordinary, but they all seem to just have these black cavities. Maybe I haven't completed something I need to in order to access this? Water. Water. Yeah, the room seems to be surrounded in water. Okay. I can see a reflection of those puzzles. Not really sure what that means, given that I still can't start them because they still have that black peg blocking the start point. Given that there's water in here, the reflection has to have something to do with it, but I can't think what. Is there anything else in here? Bunch of rocks. Bunch of cruncher rocks. All right, just to be absolutely... I get the definite impression that I need to figure this out before I can activate this thing, and then I need to figure out this out before I can activate this stuff in the next room. But just to be absolutely certain about that, let's see what's down here. Blank screen. Little boardwalk thing. Leading to nothing in particular, as far as I can tell. This absolutely seems like the kind of an area that they would hide one of their tape players, but I don't see one. And I walked in a big circle. Blank screens. Blank screens. Big circle. Okay. So what's down here? Well, this is the pillar room. This is the pillar room. Okay. And there's more. Record player. Sure, go for it. Huh? Huh? Am I on a time limit? Okay. I don't understand. These are just basic puzzles? Am I on a time limit? I'm on a time limit, aren't I? Uh-huh. Okay. I should have just gotten moving as soon as the music started, I guess. I'm missing a screen, I'm missing a screen, I'm missing a screen. What? Why is that happening? What? Timer? Timer. That's the timer. I didn't memorize the way I used to... The path I used to get through here. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Oh, geez. Okay. Like this. And then like this. Uh-huh. No? Ah, yes. Okay. Orange and greens. The oranges has to hit the oranges and the green has to hit the greens. Like this. Like this. No, okay, that's blocked off. But this way, I can go this way. And then back. And then this way. Okay, good. Nothing. Where's the next screen? Where's the next screen? Down here? Down here. It's just a maze. It's just a maze. Just solve the maze. It's not that hard. You're just in a hurry. That's all. You're just in a hurry. The music is, I think, almost over. So I think I've already failed. No, music is not over. There's one more coda. Okay. Oh, shoot. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. Hang on. These two can be merged together. They can be put with one here and the other... no, that doesn't really work. Okay, if they're touching, then they can be others, any configuration. So you can do this one and then... But they have to be touching. They have to be touching. Here, here. Okay, this works. That's fine. That works fine. Thinking too hard about it. Thinking too hard about it. Shoot, what's next? What's next? What next? Oh, all those screens lit up. All those screens lit up. Okay, hurry, hurry, hurry. I don't know if I'm actually timed, but those screens sure look like... Oh, no! Those screens sure look like a time limit, don't they? The ones that I was looking at, and I was like, oh, what are these things? I think they're a timer. I think they're a timer. Okay, 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 okay. Like this. No. That's not doable. Okay, like this, which means what? What does that mean? You have to go this way? No, that doesn't work. Okay, this, no, bad. This is no good. This is no good. I can only go through that intersection once. How can I do this? Time up, time up, time up, time up. Not yet, but almost. That was the alarm ringing noise, wasn't it? Well, the music is continuing. Are we doing Hall of the Mountain King? Are we seriously doing Hall of the Mountain King on me right here? Come on now. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. I don't see how to do this one. I don't see how to do this one. Okay. That has to be blocked in entirely. But this has to be split off here. How is that possible? How do I do that? How do I... I don't see a way to solve that one. Let me look at the next ones. No. No. Like this. No. That's no good. No, that's no good. That's no good. How about like this? And then... No, that's no good either. None of this seems possible. None of these seem possible. What am I missing? Ah! Wait. Okay, so that one turned off. That one turned off because I messed it up. These weren't on to begin with. Okay. This is really unnecessary game. You don't have to be playing Hall of the Mountain King at me while I'm trying to solve puzzles, you jerk. Okay. All right. No. This is no good. Yeah, I know. But these seem impossible. Okay, they turned off. They all turned off. Where was the last one? This one? It wasn't this one. Which one was it? This one. There. Did that turn it back on? No, it didn't. Which one was it? This one? No. It was this one. I just realized way too late, that's all. They're back on. Hall of the Mountain King is over. And they all turn off. It is in fact timed. I don't know how you're supposed to read these as time, but it's time. They're not puzzles, they're time. And what's more... Okay, that's the same symbols. That's time too. They're not puzzles, they're time. What's more, this room right here, I'm going to have to memorize the path that I did on that other... I guarantee this is the case. I'm going to have to memorize the path that I did on that other table and then walk it in order to get to the movie. I know it to be true. Okay. I guess let's try that again. Hope you're ready for some more theme music. Okay. All right. What do I do that? Well, it just stops it, I bet? Okay. Off you go. And off I go. I may not say a great deal. I'm trying to concentrate. I don't remember how I did this. There. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Simplest path I can. There's not a simple path. Right 4, then left 3. There's not a simple path. 4, 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, back edge. There's no way I can memorize that. I'm just gonna have to do this so many times that I can remember that. Oh no. Okay. I have to memorize the placement of these screens too, apparently. This is different. They're all different, aren't they? They're all different, aren't they? It's different every time, aren't they? Oh man. Pulling no punches, I see. Yep, this is absolutely entirely different. Okay. How? What? That doesn't even fit in this grid. How do you propose I do something like that? I genuinely don't understand what you want from me. It's too long for the grid. Learn on the fly. Turned off. Do this one again. Stop it. Do it correctly. Like that. It's different again. Here. Here. Well, I mean, you just do like this, don't you? That's it, right? What? But that doesn't explain how they wanted me to do that other puzzle that was impossible. I have several problems with this. Okay. Hang on. Hang on. Like this. Like this. Good. Not yet. There's one more down below. Over here? No. Shoot, where was it? Here we go. Just a puzzle, just a maze, just a maze, just a maze, just a maze, just a maze. Couldn't be simpler. What? 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 Okay, here we go. These aren't possible, though. These aren't... This one's possible. This one's possible. Only one of them is possible, and you have to find the one that's possible. Okay. This one looks possible. Yeah, good. Okay. Time to go memorize it. Time to go memorize it. I'm not going to be fooled by this thing. Four, then left, then three. Basically, you walk a big... You walk a big 3x4 with a little jagged thing off the edge. And when you get to the outside edge, then you go along all the way to the end. Okay, I think I can remember that. Even with this music playing. Starting here. Uh-huh. Here. And then this way. And then this way. And then this way. I did it. I did it. What do you want from me? I did it. What? I did it. I solved it. What's the problem? What's the problem? I'm here. What do you want from me? Is there something in here? Is there something in this maze that I don't know about? Yeah, okay, this is why they put all the Mountain King in here. This right here is why they did that. This way. What's over here? I found a different way through, but what am I looking for? What am I looking for? One of these panels has a puzzle in it, doesn't it? One of these panels has a puzzle in it. But none of them do. None of them do. They're all identical. Am I supposed to be doing anything in here? But I'm through. But I'm through. But I did it. Okay. I guess we go again. that. That's neat looking. Look at that. Be distracted by that. That's neat looking. Okay. I don't know what it wants from me. I did it. I did it! Do I have to understand the time? The clock? The timer? Why would I have to understand it? It's not a puzzle. You can't start it. It's just a timer. I think. Okay, one more time. One more time. Here we go. Oh, please, just do the thing. Okay. Good. Moving on. Okay. It's different this time, of course. More complicated. Do it as simply as I can. 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, out. Okay. I don't know if memorizing that is correct, because I swear I got it right last time and it didn't help. Well, whatever. Whatever. All I can do is try again. Puzzles, puzzles. Which one? Which one? Which one? Can't remember. Brain is mush. Let's see. This is a good bit more complicated than it has been, isn't it? How am I supposed to get the Oh, I see. Like this. And then like that. And like that. Okay. Now down. I need to go down to the next puzzle. There it is. No, that's the one I just friggin' did. It's gotta be on the back side. Yes, the back side. Okay. Gotta include this one with this one. But I need to do it this way. Okay. Now, down. I was wrong. It was up. It was up. Okay. Maze. Solve from the back. Solve from the back. Okay. This one's a little more complicated, but not that much. Up. Okay, now down, obviously, because there's only one left. Why can I not ever find the... There we are. Okay. Like that? Yes. Okay. Impossible. Possible. Impossible. Come back to that one. This is not possible either, is it? Yes it is, 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 yes it is. Okay. Okay. I don't know what it wants from me at this point. I don't know what it wants from me at this point. Let's go relook at it. 2, 1, 1, 1. Block at the side here. Oh no, I'm looking at it backwards. I'm looking at it backwards. Start point, end point. 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, out. Unless I'm looking at it backwards, of course, but let's... How did I already forget? 1, 2, 1, 3. Am I going backwards? Am I going backwards? Am I going backwards? I'm going backwards. What am I doing? Panicking. The answer is panicking. Just keep steady. Keep your head about you. 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. This way. I did it again. What do you want from me? They're not intractable. 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 What do I... Okay, let me think. There are dots. There are dots on the path. In the original solution, there are dots on the path. So if I'm walking the correct solution, there are puzzles the entire way, aren't there? There are puzzles the entire way, aren't there? Or maybe it's just the two dots. Maybe it's just the two dots. Here. Okay. 1, 2. 1, 1, 1. No. Okay. Okay, that's not good. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. 1. Nope, nope, nope. 1, 1, 1. Can't do that. 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 Okay. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2. 1, 1. No, can't do it. Okay. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. No, no. Okay. 1, 2, 3. No. 1, 2. Flipping. Okay. Okay. All right. No, that's not good. There. But this is impossible. I can't. It has to be all in one pass. It has to be like that. 1, 2, 1, 2. Like this. No, except that's no good. That's no good. I have to do two sides, and I can't do two sides. I'm gonna fail this again. I'm gonna fail it again. Time's up. Time is 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 up, but I figured it out. I figured it out. There's triangle puzzles. There's triangle puzzles. There's triangle puzzles at the 2 points that there are dots on the original this thing. Okay, okay, okay. But see, I'm not mad anymore because it just means I have to do it correctly. And now I know what it wants from me. I understand what it wants from me. I can do what it wants. I just have to try until I get it. Okay. This is the wrong way. Bakayaro. What? Hey, what? How? Oh. Not as difficult as I thought for some reason. Okay. Okay. 2. Oh, that's a very simple path. That's a very, very simple path. 2, 1. No, 3, 1, 2, all the way to the wall and out. But gotta keep an eye out for those triangle puzzles. Okay. Okay. The order of these is random. As I have just determined, the order of these is random. Yes, hello, motorcycle. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you and your engine. Good job. Shoot. Oh, hang on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Not so bad. Like this. They're done. Good. It's the one down below. The one down below is next. This one. Okay. This way. And, huh? I do beg your pardon. Like this? Like this. Yes, good. Up top. Get up there. Past it. You walked right past it. Here it is. Okay. Green finishes green path. Gotta get both of those. Go this way. No. This way. I do beg your pardon? Huh? Huh? Like this. Like this. Okay. Go, 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 go. You're already behind. You're already behind. It's fine. It's fine. We're fine. This is possible. Good. This is possible. Great. I forgot. I'll be amazed if one of these times I don't forget, but I forgot. 3, 1, 2, all the way to the wall and out. Okay. Across here. Three. Where was the first dot? I think it was here. Yes. Okay. 1, 2. 2. 2. Uh-uh. 1. 2. Impossible. Okay. 1, 2, 2, 2. No good. Okay. I can't go that way. I can't go that way. I can't go that way. I can go this way. 1, 2. No, not possible. Not good. Not good. No good. No good. No good. No good. This way. 2. 2. Not. 2. But I can only leave 1 here. 1. No, that's no good. It doesn't have 2 sides on this one. And I don't know how to fix that. I don't know how to fix it. Hang on. 1, 2. 1. Like that. Yes, good. Okay, so that was here. Now I go over to here. Where's the last puzzle? Where's the last puzzle? There you are. There you are. There you are. There you are. Okay. Okay. 1, 2. 1, 1, 1. No. 1. Yes. 1. 1. 1, 2. Oh, okay. Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? To the wall. To the wall. Out. 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 Screw you. Open up. I did your thing. I did it. I did it. I did it. I know there's more in here. You've got to be joking me. Okay, 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 okay. All right, so we need to. That's already impossible. I've already made an impossible situation. Okay, 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 okay. All right, white and then black over here. This is already backwards. Black, white, black, white, good. Okay, cool. This one, and then that one, this one, these, and then up here, that one. I missed one. I missed one, apparently. Rotate through here. This one. Oh, I see. I see. I see the problem. I see the problem, but it's too late to do much of anything about it. Is it just the 2? Is it all the pillars in here? Is it just the 2? I don't know. If it's all the pillars in here, I've got a problem. But these are the only ones that are round. These are the only ones that are round. The rest have blocky stuff on them. So I think I just have to do the 2, which means I was very close, but I was not Close enough, so we go do it again. We do it again. Start. Go. Please stop that. Please stop that. Please stop that. Okay, this one's more complicated than usual, unfortunately. Just make a Tetris block in the corner. That's not so bad. Which one's lit up? Not either of those. Not this one. It's the one down below. Okay, okay. So we got... these... That's not possible. I can't do that configuration. But I can do this. Apparently I got it wrong. I got it wrong. Now what? Do I have to go back and reconfirm the... yeah, I have to reconfirm this one. Okay. That's enough of a setback that I suspect I will not be winning this time. So what's my new puzzle? Is it at least the same panel? It is. Okay. Like this. Like this. Okay. Okay. This is no good. This is no good. The orange has to get the orange ones. Like that. Okay. Upstairs, I guessed wrong. It is... Oh, it's further upstairs. It's further upstairs. This one. Maze. Come on, just... My hands are sweating too much to do the mouse properly. Okay. Like this, like this, like this. Done. Okay, okay, okay. We are running behind, but not by that much. This may still be doable. Impossible. Impossible. Complicated, but not impossible. This one. It should be doable, but I have to do it properly. No. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not doable. Like this? Like this? No. No. Hang on. Second guess myself. Let's go ahead and do it. Ahaha. It was subtly impossible. Subtly impossible. Where's the first puzzle? This way. Oh, oh, did I do it wrong? Have I... Is it this way? Shoot. I should have gone back and reviewed, but I didn't. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2. That's already 1 on this one. Can't do that. Can't do that. Okay. 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. We gotta go this way. How am I doing this wrong? Am I somehow misremembering? No, I didn't. I just made it difficult for myself, that's all. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. No. 1. Try it another way. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1. But, how can I? 1, 2. No. 1, 2, 1. No, I can't do that, but I can only do, I have to do 2 sides of this one. How can I possibly do 2 sides of this one? I don't have time to waste on this puzzle. 1, 2. 1. 1, 2, 3. 1. 1, 2, 1. Okay, got it. Got it. Where's the wall? This way. It's not a lost cause, but it's pretty close to a lost cause at this point. This one's got symmetry. I can't believe it. Okay. I've already ruined it. How do you... This is no good. Let's try the other one. I can't finish at this point, but... At least that one was easy. Yeah, it's just the 2 of them. Oh, this is stressful. But I'll get it. Okay. It just occurred to me that both of these pieces of music that it's playing are very much copyrighted. I wonder if that means I'm going to have to... I don't know what that means. But apparently I can't do basic puzzles when I'm thinking about it, so that's cool. Thank you for the extremely extra basic one. Unusually thoughtful of you. Oh, screw you for this. Screw you for this one, though. Okay. Big old peg sticking out. Got it. I don't got it, but, you know. Blank screen. Blank screen's the bottom one again. No, that's no good. But this could be, yes. Upstairs. Like this. Okay. Pretty straightforward. And the maze. Good. This is impossible. Good. This is impossible. This is impossible. They can't all be impossible. There we go. No, that was correct. Do it again. Okay. I'm just going to review because I don't want to waste time mucking about. 2, and then 1, and then 2, and then 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 3. Two, and then 1, and then 2. And then 1. And then 2. I'm on the 2, going the other direction. Okay, how can I do this? 1, 1, no. I don't know how I can do this actually. 1, 2, 1. No, that's no good. That's no good. That's the only way I can do it, isn't it? Or I could do this, but it doesn't matter. That's the way I have to do it from that angle. So 1, 2, 1. Like that. I'm going 2 back this way. And now we're going along this way. There it is. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2. No. No. Okay, try going this way. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. There. Okay. Where's the start point? Where's the start point? Thank you. It's got friggin' duplicate. You had to do this to me, didn't you? Okay. What was wrong? What was wrong? Okay. What was wrong? Wait, how am I supposed to... How am I supposed to do that? They're... Okay. I don't know how that's feasible. I genuinely don't know how to do that. Oh, yes I do. Yes I do. I need to go all the way to the top and then cut it out like that. Except now that was too far. Okay. Last minute then. That's done it. This one has the same thing going on. Thank you so very much for that. Come on. This way. No, I messed it up. It's all random is the thing. It's all random, so I might get an easy one at the end there and get lucky, but it doesn't seem super likely, does it? Right around the corner from each other. 3, 2, 1, 1, 1. 3, 2, 1, 1, 1. Could hardly be easier. Going to the left first. 3, 2, 1, 1, 1. Left first. Okay. Next one, next one, next one, next one, next one. There you are. Good. That one. It's like this. And now to this one. It's the first time I've had to switch hubs to start with. Wait, wait, wait. This isn't... Is it just me, or is this one more difficult than usual? Okay, well, let's try not switching places. No, that's immediately wrong. It's immediately bad. Backwards, 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 backwards. This way. That's impossible. That's impossible. That looks impossible. Okay. Left first. 3, 2, 1. 1, and then the next puzzle's right around the corner from this. One. No good, no good, no good, no good. 1, 1, 2. No, can't do that. 1. No, that's no good at all. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. Just around the corner. 1, 1. 1, 2. Oh, it's so close, but I can't do that. It's so close, but I can't do that. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2. No. How do I approach that? How do I approach the ending? I have to go something like... That's no good. This. Okay. Just the pillars, just the pillars. We do have symmetry going on, unfortunately. But... Good, we got that one. We have symmetry on this one too, we do. It's radial, which is a bad prize as far as I'm concerned. Like this? What's wrong? What's wrong? I hate these things. There. Achievement unlocked challenge. It solved those puzzles for me. That's nice of it. Look at that. It's the last movie. Wrap around 3, then wrap around 4. Making a series of... a full set of 7. Yep. Making a big S backwards. How many times was that? I don't even know. How do I get there from here? I have to go all the way back, don't I? There might be a secret passage to get there from here. For all I know. I kind of can't imagine it, but there is another door that leads into the movie theater, so let's look around and see if it happened to exist down here, because that would be very convenient. This wasn't open before. This wasn't open before. This wasn't open before. One. And then a bunch of twos, and then that. Oh, I messed it up. I messed it up on this one. There. Good. Oh, these are some neat looking tendrils. What well is this? Where am I? There are clearly some environmental puzzles in here. But where am I? That's the way to the movie theater. Okay, so what's that other direction? Would this be the passageway that leads back to the light temple? Huh. We'll get back to that in a minute, okay? We'll get back to that later. Hi.
The concept of a clock enfolds all succession in time. In the concept, the 6th hour is not earlier than the 7th or 8th, although the clock never strikes the hour, save when the concept biddeth.
Okay.
Nicholas of Cusa, 1450.
That's mine, you know.
Yeah. Well, I have some ideas about it, and I just wanted to give it a try. See how it goes?
Next thing I know, you'll be taking over all the Kuza pieces. What kind of ideas?
I don't know. Subconscious drives, right? Like, with anything creative.
Did you feel this way before your trip to the island, or after?
What? There's another one.
Well, I think after. Yeah, mostly after.
What on
I
earth?
had a seed of it before, even back when I first heard the piece, when you first picked it out. But I didn't really notice then. Now it's like the princess and the pea. I don't mean to be stepping on your toes, though. The drive is personal. I wanted to record this one so I can hear it the way I want to hear it. Just to set something right for myself.
File this into the category of good problems to have. Attitude to the piece changed or clarified, I guess, maybe based on the trip.
This is the light
It's
temple.
working. Something's working, right? Maybe. Back when we started, I would have counted us lucky to ever get this far.
But here we are.
Here
Here we are.
we are.
Record away. I will take my leave. Thank you. Respect of my aversive feelings.
You're welcome.
I think she already finished the recording anyway, so... Yeah, cool. Well, apparently we're getting some... What? Oh. Oh. Apparently I found the passageway to the movie theater. I didn't even notice what I was looking at. Anyway, cool. I couldn't really focus on what those two were saying, because it was mostly stuff not to do with the quote. I forgot what the quote was because I was focusing on what they were saying afterwards. But that's okay. I moded okay. It's like that. It's like that. A scheme by Professor Moriarty. The Secret of Psalm 46. This is going to be copyrighted too, isn't it? Wait.
How many of you here
Okay, I had to
have
try.
personally witnessed a total eclipse of the sun?
Me.
To stand one day in the shadow of the moon is one of my humble goals in life.
Okay.
The closest I ever came was over 30 years ago. On February 26th, 1979, a solar eclipse passed directly over the city of Portland.
Sure.
I bought my bus tickets and found a place to stay, but in the end, I couldn't get the time off work.
Aw.
Well, anyone who lives in Portland can tell you that the chances of catching the sun in February are pretty slim.
That's probably true.
And sure enough, the skies over the city that day were completely overcast.
What a shame.
I wouldn't have seen a thing. That work I couldn't get out of was my first job out of college. A sales clerk in an old Radio Shack store in beautiful downtown Worcester,
Okay.
Massachusetts. On my very first day behind the counter, a delivery truck pulled up to the front of the store. They carried in a big carton, upon which was printed the legend TRS-80.
TRS-80.
It was our floor sample of the world's first mass-market microcomputer.
Okay.
The TRS-80 Model 1 had a Z80 processor clocked at 1.7 megahertz, 4,096 bytes of memory, and a 64-character black and white text display.
It's not quite round.
The only storage was a cassette recorder. All this could be yours for the low, low price of $599.
That's pretty pricey, but,
The
so it went.
store I was working in had seen better days. At one time, it had been near the center of a thriving commercial district.
This is very long.
But like so many other New England cities, the advent of shopping malls had, by the early 70s, turned it into a ghost town. Worcester's solution to this problem was decisive, to say the least. The city's elders apparently decided that if they couldn't beat them, they would join them.
Sure.
And so, several square blocks at the heart of the city
It's an
were
eclipse.
bulldozed into oblivion,
Okay.
destroying dozens of family businesses, including the site of a pharmacy
An eclipse
once
is happening.
operated by my great-grandfather.
Sorry to hear that.
In their place was erected a vast 3-level shopping complex with cinemas and a food court. When the dust settled, only a few forlorn blocks of the old Worcester remained standing.
All right.
My Radio Shack store was in one of those blocks. Then, to add insult to injury, Radio Shack opened a brand new location inside the shopping center,
It's a low blow.
less than 500 feet from my store.
Hmm.
So now, patrons had a choice between a clean, well-lighted establishment with uniformed security and acres of convenient parking,
And yours.
or a shadowy hole in a seedy old office building next to an adult movie theater.
Hmm.
Consequently, I had plenty of time to fool around with the new computer.
Sure, I suppose.
I taught myself basic programming. Then I learned Z80 assembly. Both, of course, so that I could write games.
Right, okay.
I also
I get that.
created self-running animated demos, which ran all night in the store window for the edification of the winos who peed in our doorway.
Hooray.
Strangely enough, the few customers we had didn't seem to be interested in our new computer, even after the 16K memory upgrade. In fact, most of the people who set off the buzzer on their way through the front door weren't there to buy anything at all. They were there to exploit a free promotion, which was the bane of Radio Shack employees for over 40 years.
Okay, what's that?
The Battery of the Month Club.
Battery of the Month Club.
The idea of this promotion was simple. Customers got a little red card upon which was printed a square for each month. 12 times a year, the lucky sales clerk got to punch out a square and give the customer one brand new AAA, AA, C, D, or 9-volt battery.
Weird.
Of course, customers weren't allowed to choose just any grade of battery. At the time of my employment, Radio Shack offered 3 different levels of battery excellence.
Okay.
First were the alkalines, powerful, long-lasting, and expensive, hanging behind the counter like prescription medication in gold-embossed blister packs.
Sure, sure.
These were most certainly not available through the Battery of the Month Club.
I wouldn't imagine.
Next were the high-end lead batteries, sturdy, dependable batteries, moderately priced, and prominently displayed near the front of the store. These were also not available through the Battery of the Month Club.
Uh-oh.
Finally, at the bottom of the barrel were the standard lead batteries.
Mm-hmm.
These were literally piled in barrels, cunningly located way at the back of the store, in a dark corner near the TV antennas.
Sure, okay.
Remember TV antennas?
Yes. They still exist.
Customers who came in looking for their free Battery of the Month had to walk the entire length of the premises, past the CB radios and stereo headphones and remote-controlled racing cars.
This is starting to feel like a Shaggy Dog
Nothing
story.
would stop them. On the first day of every month, like clockwork, those customers came in waving their little red cards.
I'm sure they did.
I would look up from my programming
crap, this is
and
long.
wave them to the back of the store.
Uh-huh.
It didn't matter that the batteries were only worth 29 cents.
They were
It
free.
didn't matter that most of them were already half dead.
They were
They
free.
came, they grabbed. And as far as I can remember, not one of them ever paid for a damned thing.
Neat.
I was such a crappy salesman.
What a shame.
I was young and foolish.
Who are you again?
I thought my education in game design was happening at the keyboard. I almost missed the lesson coming through the front door.
Is this Jonathan?
Fortunately,
what
I
is his name?
wasn't the
Jonathan
only
Blow? What's his
person
name?
fooling around with games on micros. All over the country, people like me were experimenting. Scott Adams was coding what would soon become the world's first commercial adventure game. Remember adventure games?
Yeah, of course I do. But
My
Scott
future
Adams was?
employer, Infocom, was being founded, along with
The
other
Dilbert guy?
legendary companies
Probably not.
like Online Systems, Sirius, Personal Software, and SSI.
Jonathan Blow.
Those were exciting times.
Okay.
Teenagers were making fortunes.
Great.
Games were cheap and easy to build. The slate was clean.
Sure. I remember guides to
But in
programming your own games.
1979, the biggest news in gaming had nothing to do with computers.
Okay.
On the morning of the autumn equinox, September 20th, a new children's picture book appeared in the stores of Great Britain.
You should mention the
This
year.
picture book was rather peculiar. It consisted of 15 meticulously detailed color paintings, illustrating a slight whimsical tale about a rabbit delivering a jewel to the moon.
Okay.
On the back jacket of the book was a color photograph of a real jewel, shaped like a running rabbit, 5 inches long, fashioned of 18-karat gold, suspended with ornaments.
They made a
and
jewel out of
bells,
gold?
together with a sun and moon of blue quartz.
Hmm.
According to the blurb underneath, this very jewel had been buried somewhere in England.
Ooh.
Clues pointing
Treasure
to
hunt.
its location were concealed in the text and in the pictures of the book.
I see.
The treasure would belong to whoever found it first.
Hmm.
The book was called Masquerade. It was created by an eccentric little man
I can tell.
with divergent eyes and a talent for mischief
Okay.
named Kit Williams.
I have not heard of him.
Within days, the first printing was sold out,
I'm sure.
and the empire that never sleeps found itself in the grip of rabbit fever.
Puzzles.
Excited readers attacked the paintings with rulers, compasses, and protractors. Magazine articles and TV specials dissected the clues, floated theories, and followed with keen delight the reckless exploits of the fanatics.
Hmm.
One obscure park, unfortunately known by the nickname Rabbit Hill,
Oh boy.
was so riddled with holes excavated by misguided treasure seekers that the authorities had to erect signs assuring the public that no gold rabbits were to be found there.
I'm sure
Some
that worked well.
hunters ended up seeking psychological counseling for their obsession.
Yeesh.
The craze leapt over the Atlantic Ocean and invaded America,
Hmm.
France, Italy, and Germany. It sold over 1 million copies in a few months.
Wow.
A record unrivaled by any children's title until the advent of Harry Potter.
How valuable was this thing?
Over 150,000 copies were sold in foreign translations, including 80,000 copies in Japanese,
Okay.
despite the fact that the puzzle was only solvable in English.
Sure.
It didn't matter that
Oh.
the Masquerade jewel was only worth a few $1,000s. Many seekers spent far more than that in their months of exploration and travel.
Just because they're seeking.
It was the thrill of the chase.
Right.
The possibility of being the one.
Possibility.
Treasure hunts, secret messages, and hidden things seem to exert an irresistible appeal. They're fun to look for and to talk about. And this fact of human psychology has been exploited in computer games since the earliest days.
I would imagine that's true.
It finds expression in the hidden surprises we call Easter eggs.
Oh, sure.
Atari's Stephen Wright is credited with coining this term in the first issue of Electronic Games magazine.
Okay.
The first Easter egg in a commercial computer game appeared in an early Atari 2600 cartridge called, simply enough, Adventure.
Oh, sure, Adventure.
By a sequence of unlikely movements and obscure manipulations, players could discover a secret room where the words "created by Warren Robinette" appeared in flashing letters.
That sounds about right.
Over the decades,
I didn't have an
Easter
Atari.
eggs and their evil twin, cheat codes, have become an industry within an industry. Entire magazines
evil is maybe a
and
bit
websites
much.
are now devoted to their carefully orchestrated discovery and dissemination. They're part of our toolkit, our basic vocabulary, the language of computer game design.
Sure.
Computer gamers may have been the first to refer to hidden surprises as Easter eggs, but we certainly weren't the first to use them. Painters, composers, and artists of every discipline have been hiding stuff in their works for centuries.
Yes.
The recent advent of VCRs and Laserdisc players with freeze-frame capability exposed decades of secret Disney erotica.
Yeah, this is
Thomas
true.
Kincaid, the self-appointed painter of light, amuses himself by hiding the letter N in his works. A number
think I've heard of that.
beside his signature indicates how many N's
I have
are
heard of
hidden
this.
in each painting. Picasso, Dali, Raphael, Poussin, and dozens of other painters concealed all kinds of stuff in their paintings.
People like to feel
A
clever.
favorite trick was hiding portraits of themselves, their families, friends, and fellow artists in crowd scenes.
Like a cameo.
El Greco loved dogs, but the Catholic Church forbid him from including any in his sacred paintings.
Oh,
So
really?
he hid them, usually within the outlines of celestial clouds.
Nice.
Composer Dmitri
Secret
Shostakovich
dogs.
chafed under the political censorship imposed by the Soviet Ministry of Culture. His symphonies and chamber works are loaded with hidden signatures and subversive subtexts, which, had they been recognized, would have sent him to Siberia.
How did he do that?
Mozart's opera, The Magic Flute, is filled with musical allusions to the rituals of the Freemasons,
Oh,
the ancient secret society of which he and his mentor Haydn were members.
right.
But the most famous purveyor of Easter eggs is that champion of the late Baroque, the ultimate musical nerd, Johann Sebastian Bach.
Aha.
Bach was a student of gematria, the art of assigning numeric values to letters of the alphabet.
Okay.
A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3,
Etc.
etc.
Right.
By comparing, sequencing, or otherwise manipulating these numbers, secret messages can be concealed. Bach took particular delight in the geometrical numbers 14 and 41. 14 is the sum of the initials of his last name.
Oh.
B equals 2, A equals 1, C equals 3, and H equals 8.
Okay.
41 is the sum of his expanded initials, J.S. Bach.
Okay.
These two numbers show up over and over again in Bach's compositions.
Okay.
One of the better-known examples is his setting of the chorale Vor deinem Thron. The first line of the melody contains exactly 14 notes, and the entire melody, from start to finish, contains 41.
Right.
Another of Bach's favorite games was the puzzle canon. A canon is a melody that sounds good when you play it on top of itself.
I know what a canon
little
is.
bit out of sync.
Yeah, I know.
Frere Jacques and Row, Row, Row Your Boat are familiar examples of simple two-voice canons.
Yeah.
But a canon can employ any number of voices. And you don't have to play each voice the same way either.
Jesus.
You can change the octave, transpose the key, invert the pitch, play it backwards, or any combination. Finding melodies that make good multi-voice canons is a fussy and difficult art,
No doubt.
of which Bach was an undisputed master.
He was fond of those things.
Now, in a puzzle canon, the composer specifies the basic melody and the number of voices, but not the relationship of the voices.
Okay.
The student has to figure out the position and key of each voice, and whether to perform them inverted and or backwards.
That sounds complicated.
Bach wrote quite a number of puzzle canons. The most famous, BWV 1076, is part of a fascinating story.
You're going to tell that
One
story,
of
aren't
Bach's
you?
students
Yep.
was a fellow by the name of Lorenz Misler, founder of the Society of Musical Science. This elite, invitation-only institution devoted itself to the study of Pythagorean philosophy
Okay.
and the union of music and mathematics. Its distinguished membership reads like a who's who of German composers,
I believe it.
including Handel, Telemann, and eventually Mozart. Applicants for membership in the society were required to submit an oil portrait of themselves,
Jeez.
along with a specimen of original music.
That's
With
kinda
nerdy
gross.
efficiency, Society member number 14 decided to combine these admission requirements into a single work.
Ah.
He sat for a portrait with Elias Haussmann, official artist at the court of Dresden. This portrait, which now hangs in the gallery of the town hall in Leipzig, is the only indisputably authentic image of Bach in existence.
Okay. Is it the famous one?
The Haussmann portrait shows Bach dressed in a formal coat with exactly 14 buttons.
Mm-hmm.
In his hand is a sheet of music paper, upon which is written a puzzle canon for 6 simultaneous voices.
What a
In
nerd. That's
1974,
amazing.
A manuscript was discovered which proved that this canon was the 13th in a series of exactly 14 canons based on the ground theme of the famous Goldberg variations.
Okay.
As if these musical gymnastics weren't enough, Bach liked to hide messages in his compositions by assigning notes to the letters.
Really?
His initials, B-A-C-H, correspond to the pitch sequence B flat, A, C, and B natural in German letter notation.
All right.
This theme makes its most memorable appearance in the last bars of his final composition, The Art of Fugue, published soon after his death in 1750.
Okay.
The word fugue comes from the Latin fuga, which means flight, as in running away.
You're just going to go down
So
every
the
single
art of
rabbit
fugue
hole here.
is the art of flight, the art of taking a theme and running with it.
Sure.
Bach wrote hundreds of fugues, but none as sublime as this sequence of 14. In the last and most complicated fugue in the series, the first and second sections develop normally. This is followed by the B-A-C-H signature,
Okay.
and then suddenly, without any warning or structural justification, the fugue stops,
Okay.
dead in its tracks. One of the composer's 20 children, his son Carl Philipp Emanuel, claimed that Bach died moments after those last few notes were written.
Really?
This story is probably apocryphal.
Perhaps.
The Easter eggs in Bach's music are a pleasant obscurity, known chiefly to professors and students of Baroque music. But in March of 2002, when this lecture was first delivered, those Easter eggs were the talk of the entire classical music industry.
Okay.
Sitting near the top of the classical music charts that month was a compact disc on the ECM label called Morimer.
Morimer.
It was performed by the Hilliard Choral Ensemble, together with a talented but, until then, little-known violinist, Christoph Poppen. The music on Morimer is based on a geometriacal analysis of Bach's Partita in D minor.
I don't know
for
what
solo
geometriacal...
violin. This
Actical.
analysis
I don't know what that
by
means.
German professor Helga Thon assigns numeric values to the duration of notes, the number of bars, and the German letter notation of the partita.
Okay.
In doing so, she claims to have discovered the complete text of several liturgical ceremonies encoded in the notes.
Okay, Bach.
The CD presented these hidden texts superimposed over the original music. The result was strangely melancholy, dark, haunting, and very, very popular. Quite a few music critics attacked this disc. They didn't buy Professor Thone's analysis,
Okay.
dismissing it as a combination of numerology and canny marketing. Their caution was not without basis.
Sure.
Numerology is a slippery slope down which many a fine mind has slid to its doom.
I mean, yeah, that's...
Allow me to offer
famous.
an amusing anecdote
Sure.
from my own experience.
I'm sure you're going to, whether I want you
Back
to or
in
not.
the early 90s, before the internet took off, one of the more popular online bulletin board systems was a service called Prodigy. I bought an account on Prodigy so I could join a fraternal interest group and gossip with fellow members around the country.
Sounds fascinating.
One day, a stranger appeared on our bulletin board. Right away, I knew we were in trouble.
Okay.
This fellow, whose name was Gary, began spouting all kinds of apocalyptic nonsense about worldwide conspiracies, secret societies, and devil worship.
Hooray.
At first, we tried to be polite. We questioned his sources, corrected his histories, logically refuted his claims, and tried to behave in a civilized manner.
Sure.
But instead of soothing him, our attention only made him worse.
That's usually how it works.
His conspiratorial warnings became urgent, approaching hysteria. He began to threaten people who disagreed with him.
Great.
To coin a phrase, Gary went all uppercase. But his most urgent warnings weren't about the gays, the Jews, the Rockefellers, or the Illuminati.
Okay.
According to Gary, the greatest enemy of mankind was Santa Claus.
Oh, really?
Gary claimed to possess a secret numerical formula that proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that Santa Claus was an avatar of the Antichrist.
Okay.
Intrigued, we pressed Gary to reveal his formula.
Is it just an anagram
In
thing?
doing so, we walked right into his trap. We should have known he had a book to sell.
Ah, okay.
I fell for it. I sent him the $15. Less than a week later, the book arrived. Above an ominous photograph of the Washington Monument was emblazoned the title, 666, The Final Warning.
Okay.
Inside this privately printed 494-page monster, Gary reveals a simple geometrical formula, which he claims was developed by the ancient Sumerians.
Sure.
This formula assigns successive products of 6 to each letter of the alphabet. A equals 6, B equals 12, C equals 18,
Okay.
etc.
Sure, sure.
Imagine my dismay when I applied this ancient formula to the name Santa Claus and obtained the blasphemous sum of 666, the biblical number of the beast. I went on Prodigy and reported to the stunned members of our interest group that Gary was right after all.
Really?
There could be no doubt that according to the unimpeachable wisdom of ancient Samaria, Santa Claus was the Antichrist.
Okay. Sure.
I then went on to point out several other names which, when submitted to Gary's formula, also produced the sum 666.
Okay.
Names like St. James, New York, and New Mexico. Soon the bulletin board was filled with discoveries like computer, Boston tea, and most sinister of all, sing karaoke.
Oh, no.
Gary left us alone after that.
No kidding.
I got my $15 worth.
Okay.
But Gary is hardly the first person to connect secret codes to the Bible.
Yeah.
People have been looking for Easter eggs in the Bible for hundreds of years.
What happened to your Radio Shack
The
story?
Hebrew mystical tradition of Kabbalah can be described as a geometrical meditation on the Pentateuch,
Okay.
the first 5 books of the Old Testament.
Mm-hmm.
The advent of computers has made the application of numerology to the Bible fast and efficient.
I suppose so, yeah.
The latest spate of Bible searching was instigated by a book published in 1998 by Michael Drosnin, a former Wall Street Journal reporter.
Was the latest one really
This
only in
book,
98?
The Bible Code applied a skip cipher in which every nth character in a text is combined to form a message.
Okay.
By applying his skip cipher to the Hebrew text of the Old Testament, Drosnin claimed to have discovered predictions of World War II, the Holocaust, Hiroshima, the assassination of Yitzhak Rabin and both Kennedys, the moon landing, Watergate, the Oklahoma City bombing, the election of Bill Clinton, the death of Princess Di, and the comet that collided with Jupiter.
Okay.
He also found predictions of a giant earthquake in LA, a meteor hitting the Earth, and nuclear Armageddon,
Sure.
all scheduled to occur before the end of the last decade.
Oh,
The Bible
Whoops.
Code spent many weeks on the bestseller lists, spawning several sequels and dozens of imitators.
sequels.
The Bible has certainly attracted its share of crackpots. But for the real hardcore egg hunters, nothing can rival the ingenuity, the tenacious scholarship, the stubborn zeal of those who seek the answer to the ultimate literary puzzle. A poisonous conundrum that has squandered fortunes, destroyed careers, and driven healthy, intelligent scholars to the brink of madness
Mm.
and beyond. Who wrote Shakespeare?
Oh, yeah, I thought that might be where you're
The
going.
Essays and books devoted to the Shakespeare authorship problem are sufficient to fill a large library.
No doubt.
Several such libraries actually exist. Not even a day-long tutorial, much less an hour lecture, can begin to do justice to this complex, bizarre, and dangerously tantalizing story.
Okay.
Nevertheless, for the unacquainted, I will attempt to summarize the issue in a few paragraphs.
Sure.
The undisputed facts of Shakespeare's life and career could be scribbled on the back of a cocktail napkin.
Pretty much.
We know for a fact that a man named William Shakespeare was born in 1564 in or around the village of Stratford-upon-Avon.
Yep.
We know that he had a wife and at least 3 children. We know he bought property in Stratford, was involved in several lawsuits with his neighbors, and died there in 1616, aged 52.
Okay.
We also know that during those same years, a man with a last name similar to Shakespeare worked as an actor on the London stage,
What was it?
eventually becoming co-owner of some of the theaters there. We also know that about the same time, a number of most excellent poems and plays were published in London under the name Shakespeare.
Sure.
We do not know for a fact that the landowner in Stratford and the actor in London with a similar last name were one and the same man.
Fair enough.
We do not know for a fact that either man had anything to do with the poems and the plays.
Yeah.
All we know is that those poems and plays have, in the 400 years since their composition, come to be regarded as a pinnacle of Western culture.
That seems to be the case.
The works attributed to Shakespeare appear to have been written by a man or woman who knew something about just about everything.
Mm-hmm.
They're filled with references to mythology and classic literature, games and sports, war and weapons of war, ships and sailing, the law and legal terminology, court etiquette, statesmanship, horticulture, music, astronomy, medicine, falconry, and, of course, theater.
Yeah.
Therein lies the problem.
You're thinking it
How
was
could
more
a
than one
farmer's
person.
son of uncertain schooling, from a mostly illiterate country village, a man of practically no account at all, wield such encyclopedic learning, with so much eloquence and wit, so much wisdom and human understanding? For the first 150 years, nobody questioned the traditional history of the bard. Then, in the late 18th century, Reverend James Wilmot, a distinguished scholar who lived just a few miles north of Stratford, decided to write a biography of the famous playwright.
Oh, okay.
Dr. Wilmot believed that a man as well educated as Shakespeare must have owned a fairly extensive library, despite the fact that not a single book or manuscript is mentioned in his will. Over the years, he speculated, some of those books must have found their way into local collections.
Sure.
And so, the good Reverend Doctor scoured the British countryside, taking inventory of literally every bookshelf within 50 miles of Stratford.
That sounds tedious.
Not a single book from the library of William Shakespeare was discovered. Neither were there found any letters to, from, or about Shakespeare.
Hmm.
Furthermore, no references to the folklore, local sayings, or distinctive dialect of the Stratford area could be found in any of Shakespeare's writings.
Right, okay.
After 4 years of painstaking research, Dr. Wilmot concluded, to his own dismay, that only one person contemporary with Shakespeare of Stratford had ever demonstrated the wide-ranging education and expressive talent needed to compose those poems and plays.
And that person was?
That man was the multilingual author, philosopher, and statesman, inventor of the scientific method, chancellor to the courts of Queen Elizabeth and King James.
Inventor of the scientific
Sir
method.
Francis Bacon.
Sir Francis Bacon, right, of course.
Dr. Wilmot never dared to publish his theory, but before he died, he confided it to a friend, James Cowell, who, in 1805, repeated it to a meeting of the Ipswich Philosophical Society. The members of the society were suitably outraged,
Sure.
and the scandalous matter was quickly forgotten. Then, in 1857, a lady from Stratford, Connecticut, published a book called The Philosophy of the Plays of Shakespeare Unfolded.
Okay.
In this book, Miss Delia Bacon, no relation to Francis, claimed that the works of Shakespeare were written by a secret cabal of British nobility, including Sir Walter Raleigh and Sir Philip Sidney, as well as Sir Francis Bacon.
Sure.
Delia Bacon's book electrified the world of letters. Battle lines were drawn between the orthodox Stratfordians and the heretical Baconians. Literary societies and scholarly journals were formed to debate the evidence. Hundreds of pamphlets, newspaper articles, and essays were published defending each side and ridiculing the opposition with that self-aggrandizing viciousness peculiar to tenured academics.
I don't know if it's that peculiar to
book,
tenured academics.
Delia Bacon journeyed to Stratford-upon-Avon and, unbelievably, obtained official permission to open Shakespeare's grave.
Okay.
However, when the moment came to actually lift the stone, Delia's self-doubt precipitated a catastrophic nervous breakdown.
Okay.
She later died penniless in a madhouse.
Great.
Around 1888,
Great.
things began to get a bit out of hand.
Oh, and they weren't already.
U.S. Congressman Ignatius Donnelly of Minnesota became interested in the Shakespeare controversy.
Ignatius
One
Donnelly?
day, browsing through his facsimile copy of the first folio of 1623, he noted that the word bacon appeared on page 53 of the histories and also on page 53 of the comedies.
Okay.
He also noted that Sir Francis Bacon had written extensively on the subject of cryptography. Donnelly began counting line and page numbers, adding and subtracting letters, drawing lines over sentences, circling words, and crossing them out.
This also sounds
The
tedious.
result was a complex and virtually incomprehensible algorithm, which he claimed was invented by Bacon to hide secret messages inside the first folio.
Right.
The greatest Easter egg hunt in the history of Western civilization had begun.
Had it?
Here are just a couple of the sillier highlights.
Yeah.
A doctor named Orville Owen of Detroit constructed a bizarre research tool he called the Wheel of Fortune. This wheel consisted of 2 giant wooden spools wrapped with a strip of canvas 2 feet wide and 1,000 feet long.
1,000 feet
Onto
long.
this canvas, he
Oh, the
glued
canvas was,
the
right.
separate pages of the complete works of Bacon, Shakespeare, Marlowe, Greene, Peele, and Spencer, together with Burton's Anatomy of Melancholy. By cranking the spools back and forth, Dr. Owen could quickly zip across the pages in search of clues and cross-references. Employing a large team of secretaries and stenographers, Owen claimed to have uncovered a complete alternative history of Elizabethan England,
Okay.
as well as several entirely new Shakespeare plays and sonnets. Listen to this hidden verse, supposedly penned by the mighty bard himself, which inspired Dr. Owen to build his Wheel of Fortune.
1,000 feet.
Take your knife, and cut all our books asunder, and set the leaves on a great firm wheel, which rolls, and turning the fickle rolling wheel, throw your eyes upon Fortune, that goddess blind, that stands upon a spherical stone, that turning and inconstant rolls in restless variation. After publishing
Bizarrely
5
specific.
thick volumes of this rubbish, Owen
Yeah.
announced the discovery of an anagram, indicating that Bacon's original manuscripts were buried near Chepstow Castle on the River Wye. Owen spent the next 15 years and thousands of dollars excavating the bed of the river with boat crews and high explosives.
How did that work out for him?
He died before anything was found.
Was
A fellow
You say
named
before anything was
Arnsberg
found, but-
wrote an entire book based on the analysis of the significance of a suspicious crack in the tomb of Bacon's mother.
okay?
A Ray of Sanity finally appeared in 1957. To those familiar with the science of cryptology, the name William Friedman needs little introduction. During World War II, Colonel Friedman was the head of the U.S. Army's Cryptoanalytic Bureau.
Oh, okay.
He is credited with cracking the Japanese Empire's most sensitive cipher. After the war, the colonel decided to apply his expertise to the study of the Shakespeare ciphers. He interviewed several of the experts in the field and prepared a detailed scientific analysis, which he published under the title The Shakespeare Ciphers Examined.
Okay.
His conclusion? In a word, bunk.
Great.
According to the standards of cryptologic science, not one of the hidden messages purportedly discovered in Shakespeare's works was plausible.
Great.
The rules used to extract these messages from the texts were non-rigorous, wildly subjective, and unrepeatable by anyone except the original decipherer.
Great.
The people involved were not being dishonest. They were channeling their preconceptions.
Right. I mean, humans
They
do
were
that.
trapped in a labyrinth of delusion, mining order from chaos.
Great.
Anglers in a lake of darkness.
It's very poetic.
Act 3, Scene 6.
Oh.
You would think that Friedman's cold and ruthless exposure would be enough to silence the heretics once and for all.
That's not how it works with humans.
Not a chance. The books and TV specials and websites and conferences and doctoral dissertations keep right on coming.
I'm sure they do.
I should point out that the Shakespeare authorship issue is not only the preoccupation of cranks and weirdos.
Okay.
A substantial number of respected authors and Shakespeareans have expressed serious doubts about the traditional origin of the plays.
What specifically is a Shakespearean?
The list includes Nathaniel Hawthorne, Ralph Waldo Emerson, Walt Whitman, Henry James, Sam Clemens, Sigmund Freud, Orson Welles, and Sir John Gielgud.
Sure.
Living skeptics include the artistic director of the New Globe Theatre, Mark Rylance, Michael York, Derek Jacobi, Kenneth Branagh, and even that most revered and scholarly of contemporary Shakespearean actors, Keanu Reeves.
Oh, really?
The current leading candidate for the authorship is Edward de Vere, the 17th Earl of Oxford, a theory first proposed in 1920 by an English schoolmaster with the unfortunate name J. Thomas Looney.
Ah,
What is
Looney.
it about Bach, the Bible, and the works of Shakespeare that inspires this intense scrutiny?
Are you finally circling back around?
Nobody's looking for acrostics in Chaucer or Keats. There are no hit CDs of the secret chorales of Wagner or Beethoven. For the answer, we need to recognize the unique roles which the Bible and Shakespeare have played in the development of Western culture.
Okay.
No other single work of literature has influenced modern English more than the translation of the Holy Bible published in 1611 under the auspices of King James I.
Okay.
The King James Bible exemplifies the meaning of the word classic.
Sure.
It has been called the noblest monument of English prose, the very greatest achievement of the English language. It has served as an inspiration for generations of poets, dramatists, musicians, politicians, and orators. Countless people have learned to read by repeating the phrases in this, the only book their family possessed.
I guess I never thought of it that
Our
way.
constitutions and our laws have been profoundly shaped by its cadences and imagery.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
But even the glory of the King James Bible, compiled by a committee of 46 editors over the course of a decade, pales before the dazzling legacy of the Swan of Avon.
Sure.
The lowest estimate of Shakespeare's working vocabulary is 15,000 words,
Yeah.
more than 3 times that of the King James Bible, and twice the size of his nearest competitor, John Milton. His poems and plays were written without the aid of a dictionary or a thesaurus.
How do you know that?
They didn't exist yet.
That's a good reason.
It was all in his head. When Shakespeare had a thought for which Elizabethan English had no word, he invented one.
I didn't know about
The
that.
Oxford English Dictionary lists hundreds of everyday words and phrases which made their first appearance in the pages of the Bard.
Which would have been pretty weird at the time.
Addiction, alligator, assassination, bedroom, critic, dawn, design, dialogue, employer, film, glow, gloomy, gossip, hint, hurry, investment, lonely, luggage, manager, switch, torture, transcendence, wormhole, zany. Hamlet alone contains nearly 40 of these neologisms.
Right, but how does alligator work?
Who today would have this audacity, this giddy exuberance of invention? Only one other English author even approaches Shakespeare's facility for coining new words.
Who is that now?
Sir Francis Bacon.
Oh.
In the modern era, the record holder is Charles Dodgson, better known as Lewis Carroll,
Oh,
who,
sure.
interestingly, also happens to be the second most quoted author in English.
After Shakespeare.
Everyone has been profoundly molded by the influences of the King James Bible and Shakespeare.
Okay.
Like it or not, all of us peer at the world through the lenses of these great works. They are the primary source documents of modern English thought, the style guides of our minds.
Okay.
Contemplating these dazzling jewels of wisdom and eloquence
Man, you like your
gives
fancy talk.
rise to an extraordinary feeling, a potent, rare, and precious emotion with the potential to completely upset your life.
Okay.
An emotion powerful enough to make a man abandon his wife and children, forfeit career and reputation, lay down his possessions, and follow his heart without questioning.
I mean, I feel like
That
this...
sweet, sweet fusion of wonder and fear, irresistible attraction, and soul-numbing dread known as awe.
Okay.
Awe is the grail of artistic achievement.
Sure.
No other human emotion possesses such raw, transformative power, and none is more difficult to evoke.
Yeah.
Few and far between are the works of man that qualify as truly awesome. It is awe that convinces a rabbi to spend a lifetime decoding Yahweh from the Pentateuch. Awe that sends millions of visitors each year to the pyramids of Giza, Guadalupe, and Mecca. It was awe that drove poor Delia Bacon to her doom.
Right.
Now, please don't come away from this lecture thinking that the key to awesome game design is the installation of Easter eggs.
Right.
Ordinary games with their contrived Easter eggs and cheat codes are like the Battery of the Month Club. You have to trudge down to the back of the store to get what you really came for. If superpower is what people really want, why not just give it to them? Is our imagination so impoverished that we have to resort to marketing gimmicks to keep players interested in our games? Awesome things don't hold anything back. Awesome things are rich and generous. The treasure is right there.
That seems like a
One
generalization.
afternoon,
I'm not sure I
I
agree.
was sitting alone behind the counter at that old Radio Shack store. My
We're
boss
finally
had
back to
stepped
Radio
out
Shack.
for some reason. An elderly woman walked through the front door.
Okay.
Like most of our customers, she was shabbily dressed, probably on a fixed income.
Mm-hmm.
I assumed she was there for her free battery,
Okay.
but instead, she placed a portable radio on the counter. This little radio came from the days when they boasted about the number of transistors inside on the case. It was completely wrapped in dirty white medical tape.
Oh, good.
The woman looked at me and asked, "Can you fix this?" Slowly, I unwrapped the medical tape, peeling away the layers until the back cover of the radio fell off,
Oh, good.
accompanied by a cloud of red dust.
Corrosion.
The interior of the radio was half eaten away by battery leakage and corrosion.
Great.
I looked at the radio. I looked at the old woman. I looked back at the radio. I reached behind me, where the expensive alkaline batteries were hanging like prescription medication, and removed a gleaming 9-volt cell from its gold blister pack.
Okay.
Then I pulled a brand new transistor radio from a box, installed the alkaline, and helped the lady find her favorite station.
Okay.
No money changed hands. She left the store without saying a word. Awesome things are kind of like that.
Okay. You gonna elaborate?
Bach offered his students very specific insight into the source of awe. In addition to BACH, 2 other sets of initials are also associated with Bach's music.
Okay.
These initials are not hidden in the notes. Instead, they're scrawled right across the top of the manuscript for the whole world to see.
All right.
The initials are SDG and JJ.
Okay.
SDG stands for the Latin phrase Sole Deo Gloria, to the glory of God alone.
Mm-hmm.
JJ stands for Jesu Juva, help me, Jesus. Bach wrote all of his great masterpieces sub specie eternitatis, under the aspect of eternity.
Okay.
He did not compose only to please his sponsors or to win the approval of an audience. His work was his worship.
That I was
Bach
aware of.
once wrote, "Music should have no other end and aim than the glory of God and the recreation of the soul. Where this is not kept in mind,
Recreation.
there is no true music, but only an infernal clamor and ranting.
That's an opinion, all right.
The name of the power that moves you is not important. What is important is that you are moved.
Sure.
Awe is the foundation of religion.
Yes.
No other motivation can free you from the limits of personal achievement. Nothing else can teach you the art of flight. Computer games are barely 40 years old. Only a few words in our basic vocabulary have been established. A whole dictionary is waiting to be coined. The slate is clean. Someday soon, perhaps even in our lifetime, a game design will appear that will flash across our culture like lightning. It will be easy to recognize. It will be generous, giddy with exuberant inventiveness. Scholars will pick it apart for decades, perhaps centuries. It will be something wonderful, something terrifying, something awful.
Awful.
A few years ago, I was invited to speak at a conference in London. My wife joined me, and we took a day off.
Who are you?
Some sightseeing. We decided to visit England's second biggest tourist attraction, Stratford-upon-Avon.
Oh, here we go again.
It was cold and rainy when our train arrived. Luckily, most of the attractions are just a short walk from the station. We visited Shakespeare's birthplace, a charming old house along the main street, which attracts millions of pilgrims every year.
We haven't even gotten to Psalm
Despite
46.
the complete lack of any evidence that Shakespeare was born there or even lived anywhere near
The
it.
title of this lecture. We haven't even gotten to it.
We went past the school where Shakespeare learned to read and write, although no documents exist to prove his attendance. We visited Anne Hathaway's cottage, the rustic country farm where his wife spent her childhood, although no record shows anyone by that name ever having lived there.
Oh, good.
Finally, we came to the one location undeniably associated with Shakespeare,
Land he owned?
Trinity Parish Church, on the banks of the River Avon, where a man by that name is buried.
I see.
This beautiful church is approached by a long walkway between rows of ancient gravestones, shaded by tall trees. The entrance door is surprisingly tiny. No cameras are allowed inside.
Okay.
The interior is dark and quiet. Despite the presence of busloads of tourists, the atmosphere is hushed and respectful. A few people are seated in the pews, deep in prayer. An aisle leads up the center of the church. The left side of the altar is brightly illuminated. On the wall above is a famous bust of the bard, quill in hand, gazing serenely at the crowd of pilgrims. On the floor beneath, surrounded by bouquets of flowers, at the very spot where Delia Bacon lost her mind, the gravestone of William Shakespeare bears this dire warning.
Oh, I know this one.
Good friend, for Jesus' sake, forbear to dig the dust enclosed here. Blessed be the man who spares these stones, and cursed be he that moves my bones.
Yep, I've heard that one.
Every year, 3 million pilgrims arrive from every nation on earth to approach this stone and consider the likeness of a man whose body of work can only be described as awesome. By contrast, the right side of the altar is dark and featureless. Nobody of any consequence is buried there.
Okay.
The only point of interest is a wooden case of simple design, carved of dark oak. Inside the case, sealed beneath a thick sheet of glass, lies a large, open book.
Okay.
A plaque on the case identifies this book as a first edition of the King James Bible,
Of course.
published in 1611, when Shakespeare was 46.
Okay.
Not many pilgrims visit this side of the altar.
All right.
Most of those that do simply glance at the book, read the plaque, and move along. A few, more observant, note that the Bible happens to be opened to a page in the Old Testament,
Oh, I think I know where this is
the
going.
book of Psalms, chapter 46.
Ah, yep.
No explanation is given for this particular choice of pages.
Mm-hmm.
For the initiated, none is necessary. If you are of inquisitive bent, if you are intrigued by English history and literature, if you value your peace of mind, cover your ears now.
Oh, come on, dude.
In the year 1900, a scholar noticed something about the King James translation of Psalm 46.
I think I know this, actually. I think I know this data point.
Something terrifying. Something wonderful.
Something awesome. Or awful.
The 46th word from the beginning of Psalm 46 is
Shake.
The 46th word from the end is
Spear.
spear.
Yep, I knew that one.
There are only two possibilities here. Either this is the finest coincidence ever recorded in the history of world literature,
That's that's
or it is not.
mm-hmm.
The Earth revolves around only one sun and has only one moon.
Okay.
The moon happens to be 400 times smaller than the sun.
Yes.
The sun happens to be 400 times farther away. And the apparent paths of the moon and sun in our sky happen to intersect exactly twice every month.
Yes.
Which means that every now and then, at long yet precisely predictable intervals, the lunar disk slips across the face of the sun and just barely conceals it for a few wonderful, terrible minutes.
Yep.
A fine coincidence.
I suppose.
no? In June of 1977, a little man with divergent eyes and a talent for mischief ascended a hilltop in the British village of Ampthill. At the summit of this hill is a tall, slender cross, a memorial to Catherine of Aragon,
Okay.
the first wife of Henry VIII.
Catherine of Aragorn. Okay.
The sun, high in the south, cast the shadow of the cross upon the grassy hillside.
Mm-hmm.
At exactly 12 noon, the man removed from his pocket a bar magnet. He turned the magnet
Ooh,
so that
chronovict.
the North Pole was facing south and buried it under the shadow of the cross.
Okay.
2 years later, a few hours before the publication of his first book, the man returned to that hillside, this time in the dead of night. He used a compass to locate the magnet he had buried.
Okay.
In that same place, he dug a hole in the ground and placed inside a ceramic container inscribed with the following words: I am the keeper of the Jewel of Masquerade, which lies waiting safe inside me for you or eternity.
Okay. And that was the location that his book was hinting at, huh? But we're not going to go into the details of that. Went into the details of just about everything else, but not that, huh? That's fair. And there's that eclipse. Hold up. Okay, just checking. You never know. You never know, right? And it's fading. Presented at the Game Developers Conference. Music of Johann Bach. Narration by Bruce Mattson. Copyright Brian Moriarty. Brian Moriarty was apparently the person responsible for that thing that we just listened to. Okay. That was very long. And it had some interesting points. It didn't do so much to change my way of thinking about things as some of the other contents in this game. But there was some interesting stuff there, and some interesting, like, history of puzzle-making stuff going on there. Sure. I don't know if I would have necessarily voluntarily spent 45 minutes? Was that a full hour? Was that a full hour just now? I don't even know. I don't know if I would have voluntarily done that had I... Oh, there's an environmental puzzle here. Had I been given an option in the matter. I mean, I could have not listened to it, obviously. There was an option. But, in any case, cool. I got the last video. I got all the videos. I did the thing. We're still not done with the game. there's still more stuff down in the catacombs, but at least I opened up all those passages underground, and there were some puzzles in the passageway. There's so much stuff. Basically, we're not done yet, despite the fact that this episode was like 2 hours long, and there's not much I can do about that. It's just going to be 2 hours long, so have fun with that, I guess. Thank you for watching it, and next time we will continue to dig at this ending. It seems quite thorough, this ending, and we'll keep working at it. So I guess I'll see you next time.